Hello, lovely people. Today we're in a dungeon, where we will see Finrod and Beren after being captured by Sauron. So, welcome to Laurel and Artistry. Now let's get started on drawing our characters. Beren, who I talked a bit about in a previous video, is on a quest to take a Silmaril from the crown of Morgoth, in order to present it to King Thingol, who dismissingly named that as the price for marrying his daughter Luthien. Beren has enlisted the help of an elf named Finrod, who happens to be Galadriel's oldest brother. Since they're being held in a dungeon, I draw them wearing only underlayers of clothing, and have their arms chained in cuffs. These two, along with 10 other companions, are captured by Sauron, who is at this time Morgoth's commander, after Finrod lost a singing competition to Sauron, or something like that. In captivity, the others were struck down one at a time by werewolves, until it was only Beren and Finrod that remained. And that takes us to the moment of the scene that I'm drawing, which I will talk a bit more about later. They've been traveling, with probably not much time for shaving, so I imagine Beren's got a nice full beard going on. And I tried to draw a concerned and helpless look on his face as the wolf approaches him, having seen the brutal fate that befell his companions. Beren's clothes are pretty simple, a tunic and pants with some boots. I color it in. He's got brown hair, which is messy of course. Styling it isn't exactly his top priority right now. His top is tan and everything else is pretty much brown. Lots of earth tones going on. I draw and shade this fairly similar to how I've done other drawings on this channel. A mix of solid shading and airbrushing. Trying to go for a little bit of realism, but mostly kind of stylized. I draw in some lines and details on his face. And add some cuts and scrapes and bruising to make him look a little less than top-notch. Put some more scratches on his hands and arm, and then finish up by adding dirt to his skin and clothing. Outline him in black, and then on to Finrod. He's golden-haired like his father and siblings, and I put him, like Beren, in a tunic, pants, and boots, but I try to give him a bit more of an elven look. I give his clothes cooler tones, like a silvery blue and a dark gray. I add details to his face. I wanted him to look angry, determined, and like someone fighting against his chains. And of course I make him look scratched up just like Beren. I add some redness around the wrists to indicate straining against his bonds. I include some embroidered trim in order to make his clothes look a bit more intricate, to subtly suggest his royal elvish status while still being pretty humble. Stain up his clothes and face. Outline him. And onto our wolf. I'm I'm not good at drawing real animals, let alone a fantasy version of an animal, so I hope it doesn't end up looking too bad. Add some red around his mouth and make him salivate, hoping that'll make him look a bit more intimidating. And adjust some of the placements. And now to draw the dungeon. A bunch of stones on the wall, as well as on the floor. Adjust the positioning of our character some more to make the werewolf look bigger. Let's add some hay onto the floor because it was just looking a bit boring and empty. Add in their chains. As you can see, Finrod's managed to break his after straining with all his might. And let's light a torch. Adjust the lighting to make it more dramatic. And smudge up the background a bit, and add some more hay. Continue working on the lighting and adding details to the stones. Finrod, as I mentioned, managed to burst his bonds, and then he fights the wolf to save Beren, with only his hands and teeth as weapons, bringing it down, but losing his own life in the process. It's a tragic story, but it's such a heroic end. There's something rather beautiful and inspiring about it, a sacrifice for a friend, and the fulfillment of an oath that Finrod had made to Beren's father. Well, anyways, now I'm done. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you again soon. In the meantime, I don't recommend getting into any song battles with Sauron. Ciao!